Okay, so here we are analyzing the second part of the table shot for Dragon Age Inquisition, the Inquisitor trailer. My name is Gabriel, and if you haven't seen the first one, I highly recommend do so. Let's not waste any time. Last time I finished talking a little bit about the Inquisitor. The person, and obviously I'm very hyped on one hand, and I'm not really worried about the Inquisitor. One thing that I mentioned previously was that BioWare is setting a new standard when they create a protagonist whose voice in the cutscenes can be chosen by the player. There is one thing actually that you might believe, or rather I believe, that might be a problem, because you know, each voice actor has a little bit of a different approach to a personality of such a character. It was very visible when we saw Mark Meer and Jennifer Hale play Commander Shepard in Mass Effect trilogy. You know, the main protagonist's voice is extremely important because the character is an avatar of you in the game. So it has to be believable. What is good? First of all, with the choice of the voice. First of all, it is another reason why to replay the game with a different character. Because if you decide to choose a different voice, you know, the game will have a different tone. It's a little bit like giving us the option of playing as a male and as a female character. Male character, more dominant, a little bit different, usually different battle cries as well. Female character, usually more subtle, more emotional. And again, Mass Effect is the perfect example here. If you play it as a female Shepard and if you play it as a male Shepard, you do know that there's a big difference on how Jennifer Hale and Mark Meer accent specific lines. Even if they are the same, the experience is different. Okay, basically I'm very happy that the Inquisitor will be customizable on a new level, the level that I just mentioned, and let's move on. Then we have the only Kunari in the shot. He's named something Bull. Sorry, can't remember his name. He was not revealed. We don't know much about his past. We do know that he's not a Kunari in a sense. He's a member of this race, which we will will be able to choose as for the Inquisitor. But he's Talvashov. He is not a believer in the Qun, which, from my personal observation, is a perfect choice for a side character in Dragon Age Inquisition. In the first game we had a very good glimpse on Qun as a philosophical system, because we had Stan with us. As much as Stan was not a Qunari who talked much, he gave a clear. If you listen to him, you will find that there's indeed a lot you can get out of him concerning the Qun. He will give you sort of a silent explanation on how the Qun works. So seeing another character who's again, considering the fact that he's using it seems like he's using a two-handed weapon. So he's most possibly a warrior. Yeah, he is a warrior. That's quite obvious from the looks of him. He will be a new perspective on the Qun, which I highly recommend from a design point of view. Not that I have a big design career, because I don't, but this is something from a creator's point of view very good. You know, we do want to know more about the Qun. Qun is one of the most unique things BioWare presented in Dragon Age setting, in Thedas as a world, and as much as we know more about the Qun from Dragon Age 2, about the Qunari as people. Some of you most possibly played the DLC for Dragon Age 2 with the assassin Talis. She's an agent for Qun and Qunari hierarchy, religion, whatever you want to call them. What is important is that he, as a person who took his own way, might have a new critical point of view. Not much else we know about him. Then we have a guy who looks a little bit like a Negro. I know he has black. It seems he has a black. He has black skin. Who he will be, I'm not sure, but judging from the thing on his back, he might be a mage. He might be a mage, which would make him a third mage in the party, or rather, I should say, in Inquisition. Whoever he is, looks interesting. Basically, because we don't know anything about him. I hope he might be a, well, considering the fact that I'm quite sure Vivienne and the other mage, the elven mage, the specialist on Fade, I'm quite sure these two will be members of the party. This guy might be your merchant specialist, or might be one of your advisors. Hard to say. Then we have Liliana. Liliana, that was confirmed. I gave a little bit of a talk in my first video of this series when I analyzed the trailer in all its glory. I can only add that it's quite. I think it was someone mentioned that I don't know. I don't know for sure, but she's not a romanceable character. Liliana is, as much as I like her, there is one. I won't say problem, and I won't say error, but a little misunderstanding on my part. She's a prominent example of the things that I don't like when they do. When they allow you to kill a character and then they kind of bring that character back to life. It's such a thing makes the character and the decision and the consequences of that character's death meaningless. Doesn't matter. You know, it's with her is that, ooh, Liliana is a person that everyone likes, so let's bring her back. Even if they killed her, let's just bring her back, because, yeah, who cares? I don't remember. I'm quite sure I don't have a playthrough where she's dead, or she died, which obviously means that she will be in my Dragon Age Inquisition playthrough, and that's good. That's good because I like her. I always liked her. She is a character with many faces and many aspects to her, which all contribute to a phenomenally written and phenomenally thought person. That's why I think whatever she's going to do and whatever is the relationship she will share with the Inquisitor, it will be fun, and it will be something I really want to see, and I'm quite sure a lot of people want to see. Then we have a elven rogue, it seems, the character with short blonde hair, a almost obviously elven bow, and red outfit. I hope she's a rogue. I will tell you why. Because it seems there will be 3 fighters, 3 rogues, and 3 mages among the 9 characters that you can choose and walk as a party. Varric, the guy close to Varric behind him, also looks like a rogue, and she, the elven rogue. The big question is she a Dalish elf or is she a city elf? I personally believe, from the looks of her, if you look below the table and closer on her boots, I'm not sure, but those boots don't look like Dalish. If she will, or maybe she will be something like you know, half Dalish, half city elf, which would also be nice. I do like the fact that elves are coming back in a different and more traditional sense, I think. Elves are very good rogues. They usually are very good rogues. Basically, a stereotypical view of an elf sometimes is, you know, this sneaky little bastard who goes around in forests, ranges, and uses a bow. We don't know much about her again. Then we have a person who looks very Orlesian type, with the gold and very flashy looking dress. She's also black skin. Again, we have no idea who she is, but she doesn't look like a party member. She might be the person related to trading, and if so, the Inquisition needs something like that. You know, if you have a big organization that spawns, you know, regions and has a wide array of activities, from assassins, spies, information brokers, starting through military forces, magical forces, an economical aspect is always important for such organization. So she is most possibly a person who will take care of that. And obviously there's the final guy, a big two-handed sword in his hands, plate mail, it seems, big plate boots, and black hair. He looks old, I won't deny that. He has beard, and he looks like a seasoned, you know, veteran of battlefields. It's quite possible this guy, because he's dressed a little bit like, you know, flashy shiny armor and blue additional stripes and parts of the armor. I'm quite sure this guy is the Grey Warden. I'm quite sure he is the Grey Warden who joins the Inquisition. In the previous one of the surveys that leaked from BioWare, there was a concept art for a Grey Warden companion, and I'm quite sure this guy, I'm not saying that he is the exact person, but he looks very, I don't know, it just strikes me that he might be the Grey Warden. Not to mention that any other person in this shot doesn't look like a Grey Warden should look. And the big question is from where he is in Thales setting. Is he from Nevarra? Is he from Ferelden? Or maybe Orlais? Or maybe he even comes from Underfelds, which are far to the north. And that basically concludes this. Concludes the shot. I have to say that this one looks very promising. Very promising, considering the fact that I said that in my first video, in the analysis of the trailer, that I fear that there's a little bit too many people here. 13 people in the shot. That at that time I was quite but they do have, you know, if they are not always with you, if they are not very close in one place, if for example Liliana and the advisor, Colin as the advisor for warfare and combat, and whoever will be the advisor for traders, if they will be in a different parts of your sort of a stronghold, if they will have different places where you can interact with them, if, and this is most important, and I hope that BioWare learned their lesson from Mass Effect, because they implemented that in Mass Effect 3. If they will, you know, if you will just walk around your castle, because it's obvious that Inquisition will have a stronghold, and if you will jump into them, talking, you know, having banter in different situations, being sometimes cynical, being sometimes funny, other moments in cutscenes or outside of cutscenes, interacting with each other, then that will give them basically life, because that's what BioWare is good at. They are good at simulating relationships. Even if sometimes their storytelling was not exactly what I expected. Even sometimes when I played their games, I was like, the game sometimes lacked a little bit when it comes to gameplay department. Dragon Age 2 was the perfect example for me. I played this game only 2 times and it was all the same. When I finished with 3 mages and a tank, I was able to basically ram my way with spells in every situation. Even if Inquisition will have flaws, and I quite hope that it will not, because from a presentation point of view, what they showed up till today looks very nice, and it's quite obvious that the change of the engine was very good. That's on one hand. On the second hand, even if the gameplay mechanics will be clumsy or will have some problems here and there, I played those games usually for the story and interaction between the characters. These are the most powerful things in BioWare games, and this table shot shows that we have a roster of really nice, potentially really nice characters, because and this game seems to be a correct way for BioWare to regain what they wanted. As much as Dragon Age 2 had this, because it really had deep characters, some really nice story moments and emotional touches here and there, something was lacking. And it seems, from all they showed up till now, it seems that in Inquisition they are gaining that back. And I hope they will, because if not, then the studio has a big problem. Okay, thank you for listening. I hope this was interesting. And once again, I want to say sorry. Sometimes when I'm speaking English, I look for words and I try to express my thoughts as precisely and as yeah, like now, as accessibly as I can. If not, yeah, sorry. There's a comment section, feel free to ask me anything down there concerning the topic of this material, and I hope to see you next time when we will, I don't know, we'll probably play something, because it seems I don't have much time to play games nowadays to record them for the channel. Thank you for sticking with us here, and hope to see you next time on, yeah, something. Ciao!